Okay. So thank you again, guys. I do love teaching in all its derivations right now, and I hope you get as much out of this class as I do. You're all so joyful. It's like really fun still, even if we're not together in person. So just remember to clear your space a little. If you have music, you know I always encourage music. So feel free. We're going to start standing. We will be using yoga blocks at one point, definitely the long green band and weights if you have them. Chairs, of course, sort of important for bar. But other than that, should be good to go. All right, so start standing with a little bit of space around. All right, so we're just gonna warm up. So find your feet, roll those shoulders back and down, start breathing. And then when you're ready, we're gonna start in parallel, but take one foot and tap it out, turning across the body, and then switch to the other side. Now this can be very deliberate, or it could be a little more of a hop. You decide how quickly you wanna get warm. That's it. So hands are just starting on the hips. A little stretch for the legs as well. And when you start to feel sort of ready for more, we're going to add an arm extension. And it's the same arm overhead as the leg that's tapping out. And breathe. One nice thing about being in your own home is you're going to be loud, you're going to be sweaty. Hopefully you have some privacy. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Now land one foot. Stretch your arms across the body, pull and twist, and tap. So we're turning the ribs and tapping. That's it. So keep your gaze along the horizon. For 4, 3, 2, last 1, and we'll go back to those taps. Yes. Now this time we're going to sort of punch down. Same arm as leg again. Couple more. And then in a moment we'll land with the opposite leg long. Getting ready to twist across the body again. So here I am. Make sure you're on the opposite side. Stretch across, pull and tap. Draw that knee up from your center. Gaze over the horizon. You're almost there. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's land in parallel. Sit back into a little chair, hands at the heart. Pulse in your squat. That's it. Keep the tail long, not tucked or arched. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come to thighs. We keep that long tail, but we exhale. Fold the belly up to the spine. So I'm not changing my position. I'm just activating the abdominals and releasing them. A few more times. For 4, 3, 2, last 1, and release. All right, we're gonna come down to the mat. Find your way to table. And we're just going to side bend. So keeping the tail long, you don't want the tail to tuck or arch. I sense a theme, which is neutral spine. We're just going to swivel the hips side to side and then let the gaze come toward the hips. Couple more, and if it feels like your low back is kind of compromised here, you're probably arching. Last 2. Last 1. Beautiful. Now take that right leg, reach behind you, tap the toes, tuck it under, push back into the heel. Now we're going to spin the opposite leg and come up on the side. So fancy. Arch overhead. Exhale, bring your hand toward your thigh. Inhale, find that arch. Exhale, inhale. So we're still moving the spine laterally. Last 3. And 2. I'm hitting my furniture. Stretch overhead. Beautiful job. Now from here, stack up again. Lift your belly and curl your arm through so that you're finding this little rotation and broadening your back. One more breath. And then release. Float that foot up. If you can, grab the foot and open the thigh a little. One more breath. And then back to table. Now here, instead of that lateral bending, we're just gonna stir the hips. 3 times in each direction on each side. And then you switch with care so that the pelvis remains neutral and even. 3 times in each direction on that other side. Take the left toes out, tuck them, press into the heel. Good, you're gonna spin that knee and open up. Stretch overhead, lateral bend, exhale, lift. Inhale, stretch, exhale, lift. Inhale, stretch, exhale, lift. Inhale, stretch. Last 2. Last 1. Now hold it here, grab foot and hand if you can. Open the thigh and the shoulder. And release. Put that foot down. Lift your belly, thread your arm through. Oh, hello. Stay for one more breath. And release. Come back to center. Knees wide. Child pose. Stay and breathe for 3 rounds of breath. I want you to feel warm and open. Before we go into some ab and hip work, I'm just gonna get right started today. So, if you have a green band, you might wanna grab it. We're gonna do some sort of classic stomach series work before we come up and work on the glutes. So make your way to your back, whatever way is safe for you. We're gonna hold that band in the hands. Inhale to prepare, just rock your pelvis forward and back a little, feel you're neutral. And then on the exhale, pull the belly to the spine, soften the low back muscles and find your imprint. Make sure it feels like work almost already before you bring the legs up in the air to tabletop. Now your head can stay down or you can reach it over the shins and we're gonna start single leg stretch. So you might pulse the band apart a little. You're definitely gonna look down that body and make sure your knee stops at 90 degrees. It doesn't come way into the chest. That's sort of the challenge. It's easy to think about that long leg, but not so much to think about the leg coming in. Almost there. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return to tabletop. Curl up a little higher or take a break. Exhale everything out from the center. Inhale, reach that band over your shins. Exhale, make a little bolt shape. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale, you can pull the band apart overhead if you wish. Breathe it out. Draw it in. Last 4 and 3. Here's 2. Last 1. And we're gonna rock forward. We're gonna place the band around the balls of the feet, anchor the feet, and crisscross that band. Nice and tall here. You can bend your knees a little if you need to. We're gonna tuck that tail and draw the elbow, and then lift straight up. And then go the other way. Tuck and twist. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. So make sure that your tail is rolling under each time, and then you come back up to your full posture. That's it. Again, you could be here. The band just might be a little harder to pull without those long legs. Just 4 more. And remember, this is more about the rib cage than the arms. Last 2. Last 1. Beautiful. You're gonna move that band aside and get ready with your yoga blocks. Gorgeous. We're gonna come up to stand. Place one yoga block at the top of your mat. Hold the other block in your hand. So we're gonna turn out, we're gonna take this whole shape and tip it here. Ooh, look how fancy we are. Now we're gonna stretch the leg away from the body, squeeze the glutes in the back here, and tiny pulses up. Now, you can reach your arm up to the ceiling, it can stay here, it can wrap behind your back. But I want you to think more about this contraction here than just moving from the hip, right? It's small and deep. Good. For 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Now keep that same leg up in the air. Transition to 2 blocks to a warrior 3 position. Turn that right hip down. Pull in, push out. Pull in, push out. For 3 and 2. Last 1. Hold it in, little squeezes in toward the glutes. You got this. Like you're trying to kick yourself in the bottom. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. That foot down. Roll up through the spine. Place a block at the opposite end of your mat. Inhale tall. Exhale, tip the other way. So use this top leg to stretch away from you and lift your rib cage. Little contractual squeezes up through the glutes. Make sure your leg is not behind you. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to turn. Face those blocks. We're going to pivot. It's like we're standing on that back leg. And just pull in and push out. Blocks are right under the shoulders. Pull in and push out. Almost there. Feel the work in your cheek for 4 and 3, 2, and 1. Hold it in and just squeeze that heel toward your tush. Pull your belly up to your spine. You're almost there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step those feet together. Roll up. Good job, guys. Blocks aside. All right, let's get our chair. Hopefully you're seeing me. All right, from here, just use your chair, the back of your chair. We're going to do a little bit of calf work and balance work. So we're going to start in a narrow parallel, light hand on that bar. And we're going to come up and down nice and slowly. Nice and slowly. For 5. Keep moving for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now hold it up. Maybe bring the outside arm overhead. Maybe bring both arms overhead. 4 little lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lower down. Release those hands. Turn out to your little V. Here we go. Nice and slow. Up and down. And I know your calves are working, but see if you can just have this idea of lengthening the muscles away from the floor. So the quads lift a little, the glutes squeeze in a little. Last 2 and 1. Now we're going to hold it up. We're going to bring the heels closer together for our balance. Maybe the arms come overhead. Keep these ribs buttoned up. Good. Softness around the ears. Now it's going to be tiny little lifts because we're going to barely tap the heels together and lift. For 2, 3, and 4. Release. Bar comes on the other side. We're going to work in a wider parallel here. Soften the shoulders. Connect in the belly, pelvic floor lifts. Slow lifts and lowers. Now, if you want to look down for a minute, make sure your heels are landing in line with your toes. When we step out, we tend to lose that. When we step apart, we tend to lose the parallel. Last 3, 2, come up for the hold, breathe that arm up overhead, perhaps the other one, 4 halfway lifts. 1, 2, you got this. 3, 4, shake it out. 1 last position, your second, not super wide. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift it up and down. Again, squeeze your gluteal muscles together. Get the quads involved. Almost there. Last 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna hold it up. Bring that outside arm up, maybe the inside arm up, or halfway lift. 1, 2, 3. Done. Face your chair. Stretch out those calves. Boy, I felt that one. I don't know about you. Hopefully your ankle joints are a little warmer now though as well as we get ready to transition. All right, so we're gonna leave the chair facing behind, in front of us. We're standing behind the chair. I'm just gonna start at this end so you can see a little better from my good side. All right, we're gonna work a little faster now. So stand nice and tall. We're gonna try to get into the quads a little. Light hands on the chair. Inhale here, starting with the right leg. Step it back, bend both legs and tap up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So you wanna keep your heart up, your gaze up. Inhale, exhale. That's it. So I don't step so far back that I can't keep that straight spine. I wanna be able to bend both knees. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm gonna step it back and slide down that wall. I'm gonna make sure my feet are not on a balance beam. They're on train tracks as I rock the hips side to side. I'm gonna squeeze the gluteal muscles of my front leg. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm gonna angle a little bit, same like back, and pull that knee in. You got this. Breathe through it. It's really the standing still leg that's doing most of the work here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall, face that chair. Little runs. Should feel like you're in a little bit of a plank. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, back to the start. This time it's the opposite leg back. Inhale, feel the length of your spine. Come on back, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. This time, front leg, gluteal muscles squeezing in. You got it. Use that breath. Keep that tail nice and long. Last 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Step it back. Try to make little right angles for legs as you switch those hips side to side. Almost there for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to angle in a little, stretch that arm overhead, pull the knee into the elbow. We're just really bringing the knee to the outside of the chair so we don't smash it. Almost there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. Find your little plank again and run it out. This is a great place to practice being parallel, being stable in the ankles, the knees, and the hips, using the center to keep you engaged and to keep everything shooting forward, not in or out. Almost there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Nice flat back stretch might feel great here. Soften your knees as needed. Hands to thighs. Roll up through the spine. We're gonna do some shoulder work. So grab your weights if you can. Okay. Maybe a little biceps too. Don't tell. All right. So we're starting to turn out. We're gonna take that left leg, step it a little bit away so that we can bend the knee and scoop in. Inhale here, exhale here. So I'm scapula to sort of hinge out and away from the body. And the knee just accommodates a little bit so we're not hanging out in the spine. Good, like you're scooping water. Couple more. For 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Slide your heels together. Take that same arm, stretch it overhead, pull down. Inhale, exhale. Again, it's the scapula moving like this. Sweeping, sweeping. Those shoulder blades moving and not moving from the top of the shoulder. Last 2. Last 1, and then that arm gets a little rest. Step out to your right a little, scoop and pull in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Feel the power down the wings of your back, those lat muscles. Get those involved a little bit. Gorgeous. Last 4. Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to keep your ribs connected to your hips. Last 2. Last 1, slide those heels together. Same arm reaches overhead like you're hugging the moon. Inhale, exhale. That's it. Couple more. Try not to let the ribs go. Last 3. And 2. Last 1. Gorgeous. Step to your second. We haven't really been here much yet. Slide down that wall. Now don't pitch forward, but reach the weights down and pull them halfway up. So we want to sort of stay in the bicep curl here, sort of in the mid-range. You're not coming all the way up, and you're not hitting your thighs. Keep that heart forward, tail long, shoulders sliding down the back. Almost there. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, you got this. 3, 2, and 1. Relax the arms for a moment. Bring them behind you and squeeze the shoulders to the spine. Press back. Activate the small muscles of the mid-back. If your legs are tired, you could certainly stand. Almost there. Little pulses. Reach down and behind you. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels together. Final thing. Palms forward. Sweep overhead. Big circle and back down. Squeeze the whole midline. Draw all the energy up in from your heels to your sternum. Think of your back here. Almost there. 4 more. You got this. Here's 3. Last 2. Last 1. And release. Good. We're going to go into some more gluteal work. And we're going to use the green band for it, if you've got one. All right. So this is going to look a little fancy. And this is the best way I can get you into it. We're going to take one foot. I'm starting on my left, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, make sure your band feels somewhat even. And then we're going to turn and face the top of the chair. We're going to hold the band on top of the chair and walk ourselves back to this little parallel here. And then we're just going to press the heel up to the ceiling and do little pulses. Now, if this doesn't work for you with the band, of course you can let it go and just work here. There's plenty of work with or without adding resistance. Now watch your chair doesn't fall over on you. Keep pushing it down and away from you. You could do something more sturdy too. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now here, turn your hip open and back close. Turn it open and close 2 more times. Last 1. And then we're going to hold it open and lift to the ceiling. Tiny little lifts. So you've got one leg square, top leg open. Almost there. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to stand. Put your other foot in the band and release the first foot. Okay, walk yourself to a flat back. So bend those knees, lift your belly, and then lift this leg up. Little pulses, nice and square through the hips. Keep your hands long. Squeeze those glutes. Little small squeezes. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Nice long tail. Last one. Now we turn the hip open and we close it. Turn out, square. 2 more times, turn out, square. 1 more, turn out, square. Now keep the turn out and lift up to the ceiling. Should feel the work shift a little bit. Not to the back though, still in the glutes. Little pulses, and really think of squeezing the bottom. Almost there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, release. Be careful coming out of that. Let's just stretch a little. Take the right heel over the left knee. Sit back to a figure 4 stretch. Nice and tall. Weight toward your heel. Good job. For 3. And 2. And stand tall and switch sides. Sitting back deeply, letting your tail and your sitting bones reach behind you. For 4. And 3. Here's 2. And 1. Oh, stand up nice and tall. Okay. From here, we're going to do a little side work for the abdominals. So it's standing work, but I don't want you to think of, when we add the band in, I want you to realize that it's really for the side, not for the arms. So start with a little V. Take your outside leg out. Top arm arches over the bar right here, right? So this is a movement we did on the mat, actually, to warm up. Of course, it feels different standing. Now, if you feel like you're working through the arm too much, put your hand behind your head and feel this contraction here. You got it. A few more times. The leg doesn't need to lift high. It's all about this side movement, lateral movement. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release. We're going to turn right to the other side. You don't need to see me. Step your outside leg out. Side crunch. Again, hand can come behind the head. And you can even do this without the chair if you wish. Couple more for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, don't get too excited, but we're going to sit on the front of the chair with equal band on each side, and we're going to sit on that band. Make sure the band is really under your tush, and you want to be really forward. We're going to gather the band on the left, both hands. We're going to hook it behind the elbow, behind the upper arm, and side bend away. So a lot of side bending in this series. But now you've got some tension. Try not to pull the arms. Try to draw the ribs down to the hips on the right. Keep your head framed between your biceps. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to gather both bands, bringing them behind us and overhead. So you want it to look like this. You're going to turn around, and then you're going to pinch in on those bands. Okay, like this. So your hands are facing forward. Hug your elbows in, pull your ribs down, pull and push, tricep presses. Whew. The elbows are going to want to come way wide. Try to keep them forward. Small. For 8, 7, you're almost there. 6, feel your posture muscles. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now drop that left one. Gather everything up on the right to go the other way, across the body. Now there's no rotation involved here. Just moving side to side. That's it. And you might find more work actually in the straightening of the spine because you got to control that band. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take the band behind us one more time for those triceps. All right, try to have equal tension. Hug the elbows in. Push straight up and down. You're almost there. Breathe. Try 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Release. Lean forward a little. Gather the band up. Make sure it feels like equal tension. Roll the shoulders back, elbows in. Bicep curls. We're going to pump, pump, release. Pull, pull, release. Lift your belly away from your thighs. Your back is nice and long. You're not rounding. So reach your tail away from the tips of your ears as you just sort of tip forward in the chair. Pull, pull, release it long. Pull, pull, release it long. Couple more. If it's not enough tension or too much tension, reorganize. Last 3, 2, and release. Nice work, guys. Gorgeous job. All right, cardio legs. We're gonna do one of my favorite series. So you want the bar next to you to one side. Don't fret, we'll do both sides. Okay. So this is gonna be a second position set. Make sure you have a little space away from you. So here's what it looks like. You're gonna roll these femur bones open, slide down the wall. Tuck your tail under. I want you to feel what a tucked pelvis feels like. Tilt your tail away from you. And then find neutral, which is where that tail is sort of in between the two extremes. All right, 3 pulses and a straight lift up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, lift up. Inhale, 2, 3, exhale. Good. So we are sort of moving quickly. This is our last standing star. So we have one more chance here to get the heart rate up a little. You got this, guys. Don't let those knees fall into the midline. Don't let the arches drop. Now after this, of course, we're gonna get more complicated. Hope you're ready. We're gonna add a lunge instead. 1, 2, 3, turn, open. 1, 2, 3, turn, open. 1, 2, 3, turn, open. Now keep it going. You don't have to rush the turn because I really want your feet to pivot and your hips to come square. One more time. Ready to put it all together? So it's turn, open, up, down, turn, open, lift, down, turn, open, lift, down, turn, open, lift. You got this. Exhale. Let's try 3 more. You can do it. Last 2. Last 1. Now, come to your little V. Take that outside leg behind you, prop up on the ball of your foot. Inhale, exhale. Little squeezes up the midline. Good. Your knees are going out and in, like the pages of a book. 4, 3, 2. Now we add a kick. So we step behind, we swing. Inhale, exhale. Curtsy, swings. Inhale, exhale. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Gorgeous. Stand tall here. Big side bend toward the chair before we switch sides. Well, intermission, bring that chair in front of you. Turn out. Slide down your wall. Little pulses or hops. Toe ball heel on those hops. 8, 7, 6. Light hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more side. How we hold it up? All right, little space. Shoulders down, connection here. Slide down that wall. Tuck the tail, arch, neutral. 3 pulses and a lift. 1, 2, 3, lift up. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze your inner thighs to lift. Squeeze your glutes toward one another. You got this. 3 more. 2 more. Lengthen that side body. Last one. Now we pulse, pulse, pulse. Lunge. Open. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Turn. Open. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Turn. You got this. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Turn. Open. Last 2. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Turn. Last 1, 2, 3. Now we put it all together. Turn, open, up, down. Turn, open, up. Open, hips, square hips, open hips, lift. You're almost there. 3 more. You got this. Pivot those feet. Turn those hips. Last one. Or just slide those heels together. Give yourself a little space. Outside leg behind. Bend both knees. Little accordion squeezes. Skewer in those hips. Heart lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to step behind. Swing it. Inhale. Good. Let your leg follow the angle of turnout that your hip has established. 4 more. Here's 3. Keep that gaze and chest up. 2. Last one. Heels together. Nice side bend. Oh, it feels good. Turn toward the chair. Nice and tall. Slow runs to get the heart rate down. Almost there. For 4, 3, 2, and release. All right, we got a little more work on the mat. So when you're ready, come on down. We're going to start with some weights. And we're going to start in table. With the left hand on the mat, right hand on the weight. So we're going to pick it straight up, kick it out, and pull it in. Kick it back, pull it in. Once you see what you're up to, look right back down between your hands. Well, where your hands would be. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to swivel that bottom leg out and lift the weight up. Bend the weight toward your nose. Keep your elbow up. Push to the ceiling. You got it. Stay in the middle of the motion. This is for your triceps. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to your table. I'm just going to come here so you can see me. Same arm. Make a little softness in the elbow. Turn across the body. Let it come through and open. This is for abs. And your ribs are turning. It's not a big wing through the arm. It's this torso turning with that added weight. Last 2. Last 1. Now from here, walk your knees back till you feel like you're in plank. Take that weighted arm, pull it up to the ribs. 4 more. And 3. Here's 2. Last 1. Get off the wrists for a minute. Take a break before we do the other side. You don't have to turn around. I'm just going to so you can see me better. So this time for me, it's right hand on the mat. I'm starting in table. Left elbow comes up. I kick back and pull in. Keep the belly lifted, the tail nice and long, the neck long, right? Ears stay stacked over your shoulders, and you look right down. for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now swivel that bottom leg, tip. Top arm comes up, elbow stays lifted. Bend like you're gonna kiss your nose and push. You got this. Feel really long across the whole chest. Make sure that leg's not behind you. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, almost there. 3, 2, 1. Back to that table. This arm floats up with a little bend. We swivel it under and open. So it's really oblique work. And across, and across. Again, your arm is not leading the way here. For 4, 3. Try to fall into the opposite wrist. Last one. Land it. Walk your knees back till you find your way to plank. Pull up to the ribs and down. This time you want to avoid rotating. Use your abs to stabilize you. 5. You've got this. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it back. Gorgeous job, guys. We've got about 2 minutes of work left. And then you'll be stretching, and it will be lovely. So swivel around. If you like squeezing something between your knees, a block is great for that. We're going to get the weights back with us, sitting on the sit bone. Exhale, you're going to tuck that tail. So instead of a lean, it's a lengthening of low back toward the mat. We're going to turn the palms inwards. Maybe you float your feet up. Lift those arms, bicep curl. So this is for your arms and your abs. Who are we kidding? No one. Your legs can also be extended here. Or right here. 8, 7. These aren't fast. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You only need one weight for this. You're gonna roll down. Legs come to tabletop. Squeeze that block. You're gonna pull the arms apart like you're tapping them to the mat and switch. Your head can be up or down for this. This is about getting work from your stabilizing side. The side away from the weight. Flex those feet. Almost there. Here we go. Last 4 here. 4 and up. 3 and up. 2 and up. Last 1. Now, we're going to keep that block. Roll right over. This is it. The final. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Squeeze that block. Tuck your toes. Cover the knees. Tap shoulder, shoulder, knee, knee. Shoulder, shoulder, knee, knee. Not too much rocking. Shoulder, shoulder, knee, knee. Do we have 2 more in us? Shoulder, shoulder, knee, knee. Last one. Shoulder, shoulder, knee, knee. Bring it down. Elbows down. Walk those legs out for a final elbow plank. Tuck your tail between your legs. Squeeze in on that block. Empower the shoulders for 4, 3, 2. Relax. Beautiful job. Boy, that went by fast for me. I don't know about you. Oh, doesn't stretching sound nice? We do not need weights for stretching. Of course. That was a great job, you guys. If you want to feel better, I left out push-ups at the end. Feel free to do so. Okay. Let's take the block in hand, if you all have one. Lay on down. Lift the hips and come to supported bridge. Turn those palms up. Let the heart shine up. Let the shoulders glide together. Let the chest expand. And let the weight of your pelvis be fully supported by that block. One more breath here. let's cross the right heel over the left. You could stay right here on reclining pigeon, or you could bring the legs into the air. Make sure your block is situated well so that when your legs come up, your pelvis again feels supported. Start to even out your breath. Start to let the inhales and exhales match in length and quality. One more breath here. Gorgeous. And then bring your stabilizing leg down, each other leg to the ceiling, flex the heel, and start to lower to the mat while you really hang on the abs, because you want this hip flexor to open, but not by tipping your pelvis. You might hover off the floor. You might come all the way down. That's hard for a lot of us. One more breath here. And then release. Stand on that foot. Opposite foot comes over. Again, you might decide that this leveling of the pelvis with the feet down is nice for you, or you might come up, really activate the legs. But keep the back of the pelvis equally weighted once those legs come to the air. See if you can send your breath and your mind to the back of the hip to release. And then gently release that foot. Take the opposite leg in the air, nice and parallel, and start pressing down through the heel. We want the hip to open again, but without compromising the low back. One more breath here. And then release. Bring the soles of your feet together and don't arch over the block, but squeeze the glutes together. And see if you can open up the front of the hip flexors just a little bit, more than usual, with a lot of effort in. One more breath. Gorgeous. And then stand on those feet, lift and release the block. Press your right leg tightly over your left, hands out like a T. Pick up your hips, move them 1 inch to the right, and then let the legs fall left. Big spinal twist. Hopefully that feels nice as you anchor the shoulder opposite the twist. Oh, one more breath. Feel that big wrapping up and over the iliac crest. One more. Inhale. Use that exhale to come back to center. Uncross. Place the hips back in the center of the spine. Left over right. The hips move 1 inch to the left. And then you twist to the right. So you move your hips a little bit to the opposite side before you twist. Anchor that opposite side again. One more big breath. Then use that exhale to come back to center. Release the leg. One arm overhead, roll to your belly here. Push your hands under your shoulders. Actually, let's just do, no, and come on. We're gonna do extension here. Grab the block if you like. We're gonna step the right foot forward, and we're gonna make a little sort of door wedge for that back leg in the lunge. It should feel like you're getting deeper into the lunge than you usually can. If you don't like the block, that's just fine. Then bring your hands behind your back, reach them down and lift your heart up. A little extension here. One more big breath. And then gently release. We're gonna pivot on that heel. You might find that it helps you to have a block here, or even your chair in front of you is really nice. I can demo that for you. It's nice to have something to push away from to stretch that hamstring group back here. And it's very easy to round, but I think we lose some of the hamstring stretch when we round. So keep your sitting bones opposite the tips of your ears. One more breath. And release. Step that opposite leg forward into lunge. If you liked propping up that block, if you can see, it's like a little door kick or a little kickstand. And it just helps to not hang out in the back hip flexors. You're getting support in the stretch. Hands behind the back once more if you liked that, to add a little extension, which stretches the hips even more. Or just keep everything as square as possible. One more breath. And then release. Your hands can come to the block, to the chair, pivot that ankle. So now the toes are reaching up to the ceiling, dorsiflexed ankle. Stretch into the hamstring. One more breath. And release. Back to both knees. Make sure you're close enough to find your way into a flat back. It should feel like table or puppy. And then take one arm, thread it through to grab the outside of the chair leg and twist your shoulders, twist your torso toward it. I love this stretch. Should feel like a nice opening for the back of the shoulder, but you should feel safe. One more breath. And then release back to flat. Stretch the other arm through. Grab where you can grab and twist. Broaden those shoulders, relax the neck. One more breath here. Release back to center. You might come a little closer. You can tuck the toes and lift to a downward facing dog. And if you're not getting enough of a calf stretch, move one leg forward. And then make sure the back heel is anchored as you bend and shift your weight away from that leg. And if you decided to participate in that stretch, make sure you do the other side. It's like you're trying to pull the mat apart between your feet. One more breath. And push the ground away and rise. We're going to stretch the quadriceps, so if you need a chair, please take one. Outside foot in hand. You might have to gather up out here, but then draw everything in under you. If you want more, and you're fairly parallel, bend that standing leg and slide the knee back just a little bit. Open up from the hip to the knee. One more big breath. And release. You can turn around for the other side, or you can just go for it. You might be able to balance. Hug everything to the midline. And then if you want that little extra, make sure the tail stays long as you bend your support leg and slide that knee back. One more breath here. And release. Make a little V. We're going to kick the hips back to flat. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale down. And then come to rise. Set the shoulders. Inhale, lift for your final balance. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift your heart. Woohoo! Fabulous job.